On the news, President Tinubu urges National Assembly to sustain collaboration with other arms of government for the interest of the nation. Members of the House of Representatives celebrates Nigerian democracy at 25, describes it as a remarkable landmark for Nigeria. Plus, House of Representatives Committee on TED Fund decries evasion of education tax by banks and other companies. More on this and other stories coming up this evening on Parliament News. I'm Amina Saidu. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says the National Assembly should endeavor to strengthen Nigeria's unity as national consciousness resides with its parliament. He stated this when he visited the National Assembly as part of events marking 1 year as president. The meeting in a joint session marks a moment in Nigeria's history as it launches the revert to the nation's anthem at independence. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
A brief visit of profound and lasting impression. It marks a new chapter in Nigeria's history as it features rendition of the anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee, with Nigeria's first 4 citizens.
Out of honor and respect for the National Assembly, you said you must pass through the National Assembly on your first anniversary in office. Of all the significant things you have done, I think one of the most profound is to take us back to our genealogy. Though we may have different tongues, in brotherhood, we all stand.
The presiding officers of Nigeria's bicameral legislature expressed pride on the achievements of President Bola Tinubu as he marks 1 year in office.
We in the National Assembly are very, very happy with your report card, with your performance so far. The National Assembly is thankful for the partnership that has existed within the last 1 year between you and us here. And to assure you as well that the National Assembly will always be supportive of your noble objectives.
The presiding officers restated commitments to collaborate with the executive for the progress of the country. Coming from the President of the Senate is the assurance that the 2024 supplementary budget to be forwarded as announced by the President will, as usual, receive expeditious passage. At the end of the ceremony, some lawmakers shared perspectives on the contextual connotation of the new anthem.
That prayer in paragraph 3 says, "O God of creation, grant us this one request." That prayer is in line with section 14 of Nigeria's present constitution, which provides for federal character, that anything you do in government, you must reflect the interests of all parts of the country.
This is what we are hoping. We hope it will ginger. We hope it will bring our conscience back to our nation. We are thinking that it will help in promoting the thinking toward the Republic.
From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
NTA Parliament spoke with the Chairman Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, Senator Mohammed Tahir Mungunu. You're welcome to the news, sir.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
How will you describe the visit of Mr. President to the National Assembly?
Well, the visit is Mr. President to the National Assembly today. It's a celebration of democracy. It's a celebration of democracy in the sense that since 1999, we have an unchained of democratic governance in this country. As such, the president found it incumbent upon him to come to the National Assembly, not only for the purpose of celebrating this unbroken democratic governance in the country since 1999, but to also formally commence the coming into being of the new national anthem that he assented to. Is a celebration of democracy, as well as to launch the new national anthem that he has signed into law today. And the National Assembly, being the bastion of democracy and of democratic norms and values, there is no any other place to come and identify with the fact of unbroken democratic governance that we had since 1999, and also usher in the new national anthem that he has signed into law.
What will you say are some of the achievements of the president in the last 1 year?
Although Mr. President inherited a very difficult and challenging economy, but that notwithstanding, within the last 1 year, Mr. President has done significantly well. One, the removal of the fuel subsidy. For that, he deserves a pat on the back in the sense that the fuel subsidy has become a conduit pipe that drains our resources by going into private pockets instead of deploying it for much needed infrastructure needs in the country. And for example, in terms of infrastructural development, a lot of road networks were constructed across the nooks and crannies of the country. And to mention but a few, you can witness that even in Abuja here, there is tremendous improvement in terms of infrastructure. The launching of the Abuja rail line, the various roads that are being constructed across the nooks and crannies of the country. Look at the launching of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, as well as the Badagry-Sokoto Highway. So all these things are aimed at improving on the infrastructure in the country with all the advantage of boosting economic activities in the country.
What is the nature of the relationship between the National Assembly and the President so far?
Well, the nature of the relationship between the National Assembly and the Executive is a mutually symbiotic relationship. Mutually symbiotic relationship is that the Constitution is very clear and unambiguous as to the powers of the legislature as enshrined in Section 4 of the Constitution, as well as the powers of the Executive as enshrined in Section 5 of the Constitution. Our own is to make laws. Our own is to make laws for the peace, order, and good governance of the country, while it's for the Executive to execute. There is clear-cut delineation of the powers of the legislature and of the Executive. But since the primary aim of both the legislature and the Executive is to govern for the peace, order, and good governance of the country, and as such, there is a mutually symbiotic relationship between the two arms of government for the purpose of delivering dividends of democracy to the doorsteps of the people, though there are clear-cut division of powers, separation of powers between the Executive and the legislature. But in the interest of the people that voted us into powers, we collaborate, we understand each other, for the purpose of pooling our God-given powers and resources together to bring dividends of democracy to the desktops of the people. So the relationship is cordial, though each arm of government jealously guarding and protecting its powers as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you so much. Prior to the joint session of the National Assembly, the House of Representatives observed a special May 29 plenary where lawmakers described 25 years of unbroken democratic rule as a remarkable landmark for Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Pen reports that members of the House took turns to lend their voice on the gains, challenges and expectations from Nigeria's democratic journey.
Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu yields the floor to members for their thoughts on 25 years of sustained democracy, and for lawmakers the experience has been a mixed bag.
It's not what we expect to be. Get a taste of authoritarianism, dictatorship and fascism, and you will know that what we have is setting a road path to a better society.
We have had prophecies that the country was likely not to survive some of our elections. But here we are. Here we are as servants in the temple of democracy.
We allow debates openly and give and take. That is democracy. In those days, under the military rule, you dare not stand up to talk.
They advocate more commitment to the welfare and well-being of citizens.
We should be looking at celebrating access to health care.
A lot of insecurity issues ranging from kidnapping, from bandits, herders.
And if we are saying that we are practicing democracy, then there shall be freedom and the same law, constitution that govern one part of Nigeria should also govern the other part of Nigeria.
Local government independence in Nigeria is one issue that must not be negotiated.
A motion of urgent public importance over renewed banditry in Katsina State led the House to a resolution calling for additional security measures to protect lives and property across the country.
On Sunday, 26 May 2024, gunmen attacked Lamido, Gugawat, Bakodo local government at 6:30 p.m.
The House resolved to investigate the retrenchment of 600 staff of the CBN, as well as boundary dispute among communities in Osun and Oyo states.
In all, lawmakers agreed that Nigeria's democracy is work in progress and that 25 years of uninterrupted democratic rule should instill a sense of pride in citizens and a greater commitment to nation building. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikwen, NTA News.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, congratulates President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on his first anniversary in office, commending him for rejigging the nation. In a statement, Akpabio says the policy direction of the APC-led government under Tinubu is aimed at repositioning the country. He adds that reforms in security, education, economy and other sectors may be tough, but the gains will bring about enduring development. Akpabio reaffirms the resolve of the National Assembly to sustain collaboration with the executive to bring succor and make life better for citizens. Similarly, the Deputy President of the Senate, Barrow Jibrin, has hailed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the government's first anniversary, describing the president as a visionary leader of modern Nigeria. Senator Barrow, in a statement to commemorate the first anniversary of the government, said President Tinubu has navigated the once adrift ship of the Nigerian state to safety and joined all Nigerians and other admirers around the world in congratulating a great leader. Meanwhile, Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas has congratulated President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for demonstrating courageous leadership and taking bold decisions in the best interests of Nigeria and Nigerians within 1 year in office. In a congratulatory message to the President, Speaker Abbas says the Tinubu administration is celebrating a remarkable 1 year in office. The Speaker notes that despite the challenges in the various sectors of the Nigerian society, the Tinubu administration has been making significant strides in steadying the ship of the state through impactful reforms, policies, programs and initiatives. Tajuddin Abbas gave assurance that the National Assembly will continue to give the President the necessary support to succeed. In the same vein, Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu applauded the President's support for peace in the Southeast Project, an initiative that craves a non-kinetic approach to solving the sociological issues in the Southeast region. The Deputy President of the Senate, Jibrin Barrow, speaks more on the achievements of President Tinubu's 1 year in office. Correspondent Muhammad Rabiu Ali spoke with him.
Distinguished Deputy President of the Senate, so we have those few questions for you. Sir, with regards to the mutual understanding between the three arms of government, how would you describe the relationship among the three arms of government in the last 1 year?
Oh, it has been wonderful, wonderful, and very cordial, because we have a president who knows it, has been a player in a democratic experience right from 1999, the Fourth Republic, even before then. So he knows what it entails to have a cordial relationship among these three arms of government. And the wonderful leadership he has been providing for this country has strengthened the constitutional interface, the constitutional cordiality amongst these three arms of government. So, I mean, the three arms of government. So it has been wonderful. It has been wonderful due to his sound and very well coordinated style of leadership that ensures proper interface, among the three arms. He works very well in the way that the Constitution has provided. Very well with the judiciary, he is also working very well with the legislature. So, in all, he has done a wonderful job, by giving that the necessary leadership for this cordiality to prevail.
All right. Sir, would you say that the symbiotic relationship has assisted the arms of government in delivering the dividends of democracy?
Yeah. You should understand that we came on board with a lot of problems. We bequeathed a lot of problems. The former administration bequeathed to us a lot of problems. And it's natural because governments continue. I don't blame anybody. But the fact remains that there were a lot of problems that we began to face from the beginning. Insecurity, which is known, even the former government also met some level of insecurity, of course, and the problem, the economy, because there was a subsidy issue on petroleum products and several other challenges that were bequeathed to the government. But the president brought in his experience, his expertise to bear in the affairs of leadership, and he has been able to deal with these challenges in the best manner possible. I mean, we are players in the entire environment. We understand what the president is doing. I want to attest to you that he is doing excellently well in making sure that he surmounts the challenges that we met on ground.
We now take a break. After the break, House of Representatives Committee on TED Fund decries evasion of education tax by banks and other companies. Stay with us.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki, Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Welcome back. House of Representatives Committee on TED Fund decries evasion of education tax by banks and other companies.
The banks seem to be relying on a purported exemption order which clearly mentioned companies' income tax exemption order of 2011. We have asked the banks to produce the education tax exemption order, and they have failed to present it. We have equally presented with them that you cannot liken one exemption to another, because in law you don't summarily assume.
If TED4 can generate 2 trillion in a year, and it's possible if the tax is well collected, you don't need to, all the universities, polytechnic, will move perfectly.
Empowering local governments to fulfill their mandate as the foundation for ensuring the safety, stability and well-being of Nigerians. President Bola Tinubu stated this in his message to a national discourse in Abuja on Nigeria's security challenges and good governance at the local government level. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ikwe reports.
This national discourse is
perceived weak governance at local government levels and attendant effects on national security necessitated this national discourse organized by the leadership of the House of Representatives. President Tinubu, in his address delivered by Minister of Defense Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, harps on the need to strengthen the local government system to effectively address security and other developmental challenges.
Local governments are the frontline defenders against insecurity, as they are closest to the people and possess intimate knowledge of their communities' needs and challenges. We must prioritize effort at strengthening this important tier of government in our nation if we are to address our critical national challenges. Doing this requires legislation that safeguards and enhances the autonomy and effectiveness of this vital tier of government. The need for such action has become even more urgent in the light of the widespread abuse of the local government system by subnational governments.
A major reform of the local government system will invariably require an alteration of the Constitution and other incidental legislations touching on local government administration. On the other hand, constitutional alteration can only be achieved through consensus building.
As contained in our legislative agenda, the House will continue to play a crucial role in advocating for and enacting the necessary legislative framework to ensure that local governments are granted the autonomy they rightfully deserve.
The outcome of this national dialogue is expected to be working documents for the Constitution Review Committee of the House. Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Enhancing effective regulation and legal framework for shipping sector will guarantee consumer protection, encourage healthy competition, and enhance investors' trust in the maritime business. These were the major submissions by key players at the public hearing on Shippers Council Repealing and Reenactment Bill by the House of Representatives Committee on Shipping Services, Ports and Harbour. National Assembly correspondent Isa Mohammed reports.
The public hearing brought together stakeholders from the maritime sector to share ideas, experience, and profile solutions to the current bottlenecks in the sector. They highlighted some of the benefits derivable from the bill when passed. These include creating regulations that will give level playing ground to all players, reducing monopoly, advancing technology, shaping maritime business for the better, and improving the country's GDP. The Nigerian Shippers Council leads in the contribution.
The synopsis of this bill, as the name suggests, it's a guide, a catalyst, an enabler, and a planner that will reposition the Nigerian shipping and port sector, promote economic growth, enhance revenue generation, and create employment for the sustainability of the economy. In this regard, Mr. Speaker, sir, This bill seeks to create an enabling environment for private sector investment in the provision of regulated services in Nigeria. This bill also seeks to promote fair trade practices that will ensure the protection of rights and balance of interest of providers and users of regulated services.
So from our perspective, any act that will improve efficiency, lower costs, reduce the bottlenecks that we currently face, will be most welcome.
Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, represented by a House member from Katsina State, Sada Soli, describes the public hearing as timely. He added that the maritime sector needs a legal framework that will enhance healthy competitiveness and professionalism.
This reenactment bill not only seeks to ensure that the proposed agency establishes an economic regulatory framework for effective and efficient regulation of commercial and related activities in the shipping and port sector, but also aims to create an enabling environment for private sector participation in the provision and operation of regulated services in Nigeria, amongst others.
Like we said, this is the whole essence of the public hearing. You know, we listen to views, put them together, and see how we can harmonize in the best interest of the nation.
As the committee is working towards successful repealing and reenactment of the law, more memoranda are welcomed from stakeholders to add value to the bill. From the National Assembly, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
And that's it on Parliamentary News. You can follow us for news updates on our social media handles showing on your screen. Thanks for watching and do have a great evening. I am Amina Saidu.